got it all filled around, and what he's doing now is digging the outlet trench where we're going to start putting in the leech lines. But he won't cover this all up till the inspector comes out and takes a peek. We'll get back with you when he's got a bunch of that dug.
It's going to be this afternoon because I'm out on the job working putting the septic tank in. You know what? They at the house you may have brought them with her.
Okay, just a word about the whole process itself from a homeowner's point of view. Where I am here in the country, this part of the country I should say, they upgraded the rules after Katrina. You may have heard of that little storm. And they went from pretty much no rules at all to the basics, I believe the codes of 2008. And what that means from the septic point of view is they came out and tested the soil to see what kind of soil it was and how it would allow water to soak in and dissipate, go into the water table, whatever. I don't think it actually goes into the water table. I shouldn't have said that. But eventually all water circulates. Not going to go into that, but you know what I mean. Obviously the septic tank takes what you put in the sewer system of your house and allows it to break down naturally into a liquid that can be set into the soil safely. Now, you can have anything, depending upon where you live and the rules, anything from literally an open pit that everything goes into and just soaks into the ground, all the way to a treatment center. Literally a little sewage treatment plant that you have at your house, and some of those are required here. There are places within 5 or 6 miles of where I'm sitting right now that you cannot build unless you have a system like that, simply because the water is so high. I wouldn't know if I would call it the water table, because it's not the drinking water, it's the groundwater. The stuff that's close to the surface. And down here in the bayous and swamps, obviously the water's pretty high. So now part of the reason I purchased this particular spot was because of the soil conditions. The gentleman who came out and did my test was amazed at how well this land percolates, or perks, how well the water flows through it, how ready it is for a septic system. And while open pits or cesspools are not legal here, the traditional septic tank, trenches, rocks, pipes with the holes in it, buried, blah, 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 that is perfectly legal, and it's legal for the homeowner to install those. Now, this would be the next step up from that. Using these would be the next step all up from that. These things basically take the place of the rock and the paper and the pipe and all that and put it all into one piece, which you'll see later. And while I'm a very do-it-yourself oriented kind of person, I went and priced, the rental of one of these machines, the cost of the rock, which was amazing, because keep in mind, you're digging a trench and putting in several feet of rock with the pipe, and that has to be brought out and spread out, blah, blah, blah. And then the pipe and everything else. To do all that, as compared to have the pros come out and put this product in, which basically has it all in one neat package, when all was said and done, it was literally about a $300 difference. And in a job, this by the time I'm done with this is going to cost about $2,200. So $200 or $300 difference to have the pros do it as opposed to me do it. That was kind of an easy decision. There just comes sometimes where it's just better, in my opinion, to go ahead and let the pros do it. And there's going to be an inspector that's going to come down here and check all this stuff out. And it does give you another layer. Not only do you get professionals who do it faster and quicker, thus turning the learning curve down, but these guys have to satisfy the health inspector. And I kind of like that. It's kind of like having a second opinion, you know, when you go to the doctor. You know, can I tell you I recommend this stuff? Well, I don't know. It hasn't gotten put in for me yet, but it has. This system has been put in around here for many, many, many years. And in fact, I can tell you that professionals whose job it is to make sure these things work, that I spoke to, not only contractors but others, kept coming up as the recommendation over and over and over again. And there are other systems. You can look into this. You can look into the chamber systems and all that stuff. But this is the direction I decided to go, and this is what I think is going to work best for me. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and let this go for a little bit, because he's going to start digging the trenches, and I'm not going to bore you with all that. We'll come back once all the trenches are done. All right, we're back, and again, if there's wind noise, I apologize. But the gentleman in the green jacket is the local health department inspector. Really, really nice people, and he's conferring with the contractor. And as you can see, the pile here has gotten much, much smaller. And while they're talking, we'll go over here and take a peek at what we got. This is some neat stuff. There is the outlet of the tank, and here in the trench is the easy flow. And if I get a chance, I'll show you, but if not, this is actually 2 separate lines. It looks like 6, but each line has 3. The pipes, you see, where's my finger? There we go. This one has the pipe in it, and these 2 on either side kind of replace the rocks and the paper and all that, like I said earlier, in the leach field. And the center ones are coupled together. Each one of the 2 center ones. And all of these are already all coupled together. And they give you an amazing amount of flexibility. And what he's done here is taken a radical curve and he's just laying them in as he goes. And obviously we're getting down towards the end here. Again, I apologize. The wind is blowing out here pretty good. We got a storm coming in, so I obviously can't tell if it's noisy or not. It's hard to hold the camera in the right spot. But there's only 2 left over there. So I guess we're just about done. And we'll come back when it comes time to hook it all up. And here we go. So begins the covering. So just to be clear, pardon me, by the time we did all the evaluations and everything, to do what I wanted to do, I needed 180 feet of this pipe. Now luckily this kind of pipe you can double stack, and that's what you're seeing in the trench there. So believe it or not, that little semicircle, because the end of the tank is right about where that shovel's sticking out right there, it just kind of circles around and comes back right here. And quite frankly, it worked out really, really well for me, because it just didn't take up that much room. Just to give you a little idea, the flags for the house, or the cabin if you want to call it, are right here. And the power pole area right up here. you know, and this is all pretty much in that area. We're in a really small spot. It takes up very little of the land. And then, you know, my one corner's on the other side of that white semi-truck. You might be able to see that corner there with the two little flags on it. Yeah, I'm in a field, so it doesn't look very big anyway. It's good enough size for me. And you can see that you're able to put it in without disturbing a lot of open land. Enough for me, I think. And then just as a side note, looks like my blueberries and blackberries, raspberries and whatnot are blooming. So that's a good thing. That's that cleaning that whole area out and making it look good and do what it needs to do food-wise is going to be a fun challenge. But we'll definitely bring you along the ride for that. All right, well, he's got the fill-in thing going on, and we'll come back when it comes time to hook it all up to the tank. Well, as you can see, we've got this all, the whole thing is all buried, backfilled, and mounded so it can settle. And he started to get the outlet pipe going. We'll be back when this is all put together. Well, didn't quite have the camera out fast enough, but there's the line coming out, and then right under here there's a little upside down T, and it goes in with this flexible line right to each, in this case, let's see if I can do this, it's this one and this one that have the pipes in them. So it just comes down here, splits, and goes in. And we'll circle around. Big mound of dirt that's left over. And he's just going to put a Schedule 40 pipe sticking out here and leave that for me. This is the inlet side. And just for a frame of reference, there's one proposed corner of the house, and there's the other right there. So we're about 15, 18 feet away from where the cabin's going to be. Alright. We'll come back when it's all backfilled. Alright. And this is what they're going to leave for me. That's where I take over, right at the yellow cap. But it's pretty much about ready to bury, huh, Mr. Jerry?
Yeah, I got to go.
You got to leave out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to go to Greensburg, Georgia.
Okay. Here, we'll sign off here. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm in the van here. The wind really picked up, and again, I don't know how much wind noise came across, if any. I'd imagine some did, and I apologize for it. But what he's doing now is just finishing up the fill-in, and that's pretty much going to conclude the video. We have a septic system, man. First major improvement out here, and kind of excited about it. About as excited as one can get over a septic system, right? But sorry for the length of the video. It's a big deal. Wanted to get it out there so people could see. But thanks for coming along. Fair winds. Fair winds. We'll see you next time around.